So it's Valentine's Day today, and let's talk about relationships and gaming and how realistic they are. You see, throughout the history of gaming, there's been a lot of relationships here and there, from Mario to Zelda, Final Fantasy, and it keeps going on, all the way back to when those Pong pals were hitting balls to each other. I mean the Donkey Kong games with Mario and Paulina. Anyways, thing is, we have a lot of these relationships that are shipped by people. Usually these aren't confirmed by the developers. Thing is that how reasonable are these type of relationships? Are they realistic? Is there enough hint to make that possible? Are these actually realistic in any way? Well, let's look at the most famous case of shipping in this case in the video game universe. And I'm talking about Mario and Peach. Of course, you see this all the time. Mario saves the princess, he deserves a princess. You think that logic works, don't you? Some of you might actually think this might actually work. So yeah, thing is that when it comes to such things as guy saves princess and he gets with the princess thing is a common shipping thing you see within gaming in many ways. In which case we're talking about Mario and Princess Peach, Link and Zelda. And it goes on throughout a couple different games as well. You see here, that's not a realistic situation, as some of you obviously might know. This is common knowledge, of course, but there are some people out there thinking, yeah, as long as you do something big like that, you can get the girl. And the thing is, sadly, Nintendo has went as far as to say that in their Ocarina of Time commercial, which in the end got censored because, you know, that was apparently a controversial statement. But yes, the thing is that when it comes to such a statement there, and in this case, it's definitely not feasible because women aren't just gonna go with you just because you did a nice gesture. I mean, you did a nice thing, you're a good person for doing it, but doesn't mean you won their heart. No, the thing is that in many ways that there needs to be development with characters to actually be shipped together. Thing is that it's seen in other games in this case where you see characters come together, right, grow, and eventually have a relationship that comes out of it, or at least it hints heavily towards this. A series like Final Fantasy in this case shows that heavily already throughout a number of their games actually. Whether it be Final Fantasy VII between Cloud and Aeris, where they first meet, they simply talk, and you can see the talking they do. It just grows while they're in that playground, which of course leads to a tragic end. But of course, that's one case, of course, there, and of course, Final Fantasy VIII being the game that is about love, with Rinoa and Squall, and it grows throughout pretty much the whole game. And if we want to go back to the whole pretty commoner saving the princess kind of thing, Final Fantasy IX technically has that too in this case, considering we have Zidane saving Garnet in this case throughout the game, or Dagger, or wherever you want to call her in this. Thing is that that's one of the few cases I would say that actually worked, because it's a growing relationship throughout the game. It develops slowly. And by the end of the game, you can see in this case how much Garnet actually wants to be with Zidane, and that's one thing you don't really see in a game like Zelda or Mario. Zelda, in this case, it can actually be stated that they were in close at least together in Skyward Sword, and that's a case of where they had pretty much grown up as kids together. Zelda and Link, in this case, were both commoners at that point, because Zelda is not a princess in Skyward Sword, you see. She's just another person. First off, a princess would not go with a commoner. It makes no sense for that to happen. If they tried to go with them usually, their family would possibly disown them for that. Or, not allow it in any ways possible. Possibly going as far as killing the commoner who tries to even get near their kid. In this case, both their parents are usually alive within those two type of games, while Final Fantasy IX, well, it's not that case, let's just say. But usually, so in this case, when Mario goes to save Princess Peach in this case, he's in this case doing it just as his civil duty. And one thing I'm wondering is, why are so many people shipping these two? He has a girlfriend! What happened to Paulina? Some of you say they broke up, but you clearly see them together in those Mario vs. Donkey Kong games. And that is the Donkey Kong of now, considering he's wearing the tie, and not the Donkey Kong of Cranky Kong's time, apparently back in the 80s. So yes, in this case, what we have is a shipping that really doesn't make sense. Sure, some of you might say that Mario Galaxy made it seem like Mario did really think of Princess Peach as this special someone, considering Rosalina states that. But the thing is, though, does that actually mean that that he actually finds her special in that sense? Because Princess Peach in her own way is special, because she's the freaking princess. And not just that, but it's still in many ways close to Mario, even if it's not romantic. And unless, you know, but of course, if you're like one of those people who believe what game theory said and are claiming Rosalina is Mario's mother, well, okay, then believe whatever you want there, but I'm gonna go with that assumption that that's not actually the case. Now some of you might be saying, well, Obsessive Gamer, why are you making such a big deal out of such simple stories like Mario and Zelda stories? Well, you see, some people make quite a big deal out of such a thing in this case. And that's the thing though, let's go for example with Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time in this case has every girl Link meets shipped basically from many of their fans. In this case, Princess Ruto, Malon, Saria, Zelda herself, and am I forgetting one? I don't think so. Anyways, thing is though, none of those actually can work, no matter how much they're shipped together. The only one who can truly work is Malon, and well, there's some evidence, I guess, to that working, but that's also another shipping thing I'm, for example, stating here, but as do many other people. But in this case, it's not Link saving Malon that might have made her fall in love with him. It might be simply the fact that Link grew up together with her over time in this case, going from a child to an adult. I mean, we already have some evidence of their interaction after Ocarina of Time, considering he has a young Epona with him in Majora's Mask. So it could have grown in this case. Link simply saving the princess in Ocarina of Time, that might have never gone anywhere. I mean, sure, they interacted afterwards as well, but again, he is a commoner. But what I'm coming up to in the end is that, wow, is any of this truly realistic? And I don't mean just the fact that a person saving a princess being realistic, but the fact is just doing something and actually thinking that the girl will fall in love with you. Thing is, no, it's not. It's a video game. Grow the fuck up. I mean, seriously, I've seen this done amongst many people in this case, where they do something nice for others and think that they can go easily into their pants right after. You see, people are not machines like that. And it's mostly the problem of a game in this case, a movie, a book. And it's basically just writing that's just simplified to its core, or they just don't know how to write a romance. Sure, maybe it's possible that Nintendo did intend it to be in this case where Mario does end up with Peach, or Link with Zelda, but it's just not feasible in this case. And a lot of people do think when they play these type of games that this is how it is sometimes. Maybe this is really what relationships are. If they do something nice, like they did in the games, they'll get that too, because they might be used to that idea of it being done so much. Relationships are a complicated matter. There's a lot of emotion, and even with games like I stated there with Final Fantasy, if you want to go with Xenoblade too, if you want to go with the whole Fiora and Shulk relationship there, or the Ryan and Charla possible relationship in that too, or many other games that exist. RPGs are a big one, by the way, that really bring that out. But it just goes on in this case. There are simplistic relationships like that in games, and it's really simple stories. Developers might just be throwing maybe a hint of it in there that, sure, it's possible, but doesn't mean something that really needs to be delved upon. So in the end, some can be quite realistic, maybe like in some RPGs, some not so much, like Mario, Peach, or any person saving a princess in video games in general. So yes, and yeah, I'm releasing this Season 3's first episode as a real talk and on Valentine's Day, hitting 3 balls at once for a change. So anyways, everyone, have yourself a happy Valentine's Day, and thank you for watching! Hey everyone, thank you for watching The Obsessive Gamer. Real talk. Yeah, welcome to season 3 of the Obsessive Gamer. It's kind of a weird place to begin, and especially on Valentine's Day. I mean, I made 2 Valentine's Day videos before that involved actual games, like, you know, Catherine, which was an amazing episode in my opinion, and then there was that Adam Sandler dating sim. Okay, maybe that's not a real game in this case, even though I played it and sucked quite a bit, but yeah, I decided this time just rant about it because I don't really have any idea of what game to review this time around for Valentine's Day. But yeah, I guess this begins season 3, but I have a real main series episode coming up very soon. I don't know if you want to consider this the first real start to this 3rd season, go ahead. If not, I guess my main series will be considered an official start. If any of you care about that shit, that is. But yeah, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, guys. Share it too, please. So, and you know what, guys? Why don't you follow my Twitter? Why don't you go on my Facebook as well and follow that too? And thank you for watching.